And this is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in the backyard, and I have containers on my 16 by 20 inch canvas, and that one has schmutz in it, and I wish it didn't. But I have a wet rag that I always keep in my studio, and I will take the schmutz out of that because I want to compare methodologies of ring pours. I've been watching the zebra splooge blooper, whatever you want to call it, and I think if I make up some colors in these cups, hopefully alternating with white, because that makes the best rings, or at least it seems like it used to. I'm going to put some Prussian blue in the bottom of this and go back and forth a few times. Nothing serious going on here. I even contemplated just squeezing the colors right in randomly, not even doing a ring pour, but I want to see what's going to happen. I've tried to shake everything. I shake my bottles because I mix everything with additives, and the additives start with GAC 800 by Golden to keep my paint from cracking when I leave it thick, and I like to be able to see a pattern and stop tipping the canvas, and I don't like to run the paint off. And sometimes I do run the paint off, but I run it off onto, wait for it, an edge catcher that looks like that. It's the sheet of plastic inside a 16 by 20 inch value pack canvases from Michaels, and it's cut down. I am going to go ahead, what am I going to go ahead and do? I am going to go ahead and change my colors up a little bit. I haven't been able to work much lately because it's been too hot and or rainy. That's not coming out. That needs to have the tip cleaned out. And I would like to make these colors all a little bit different than each other, but I'm going to try and pay some attention. That's really dark. That's a color shift, that's why. That's a color shift I actually added another color to darken it up, because I couldn't find the folk art color shift that I liked anymore. Let's keep doing the white. I'm going to grab some of this. That's a color shift, turquoise, also from folk art. I sometimes forget my words, like in where I am. Alright, so I think it's time to go back to another. Oh, I did want some of this. This is a Mystique. Art Minds is a competitor of the folk art right now in my mind, because they have wonderful iridescence. Like that is an iridescent, and it's fantastic. My temptation is to just make the one cup, you know, but I think not. I think that's going to go overside. And if I don't overfill them, then I don't have them exploding over. I'm going to start with some gold this time. Don't ask me why. I don't know that I've ever started with gold before. And maybe I will just do every other ring with that. And this is a Prussian blue. And this is a cream container that probably came from an IHOP or something years ago. Who knows? I didn't take it. It came from a yard sale. It wasn't me. I promise it wasn't me. I'm going to keep using that gold. I don't know what's going to happen that way. It may just turn everything really gold. But unless I try it, I won't find out. I want some black in there, but I think I'm going to go ahead and what am I going to use? I'm going to use a variation on that last color, but it has some shimmer in it. I want some dark purple, and I don't think I took it out or shook it yet. Where is it? There it is. And I'm going to put that right next to that pink, strangely enough. And maybe, just maybe, yes, this is a metallic forest green, and this is going to be the difference between this and the other one. I don't know what these colors are going to look like together, but it does look like I have a few of the same, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. And in my last container, yeah, it's not. Oh well, never mind. So it's going to take me the fully like 8 minutes to make my colors. Let's get that out of here. And I'm just going to put a whole bunch of everything in here really quickly and squeeze it around so that it agitates, so that they agitate each other. And then I'm going to ribbon dribble out of the corner of that shovel. Let's put some white metallic in there too. I think some black, or what? I think some black. And since I'm going to shovel it out, it's going to agitate and change the pattern a little bit anyway. Let's just put some of that in there. Take the top off. Try and be quick. Now, I really want some of this lighter colored orange in there. I love orange and pink together, and this is a great pink. I think this is not a pink you can buy. This is a pink I mixed. I'm just going to go back and forth. Some of these won't work. Some of these are going to have to be in the next painting. I'm sure of that. Knocking colors over willy-nilly. And I don't know if they're going to be specifically ring pours, in as much as loopy pours. This is copper. It came out so orange on my piece the other day. I just have to know what the two look like together, so I'm going for it. Alright, so now I have a bunch of containers. I'm going to get my paint out of the way for a second. Except for the colors that I'm going to start with on the canvas, which are going to be black and white. And this is not overly full, so hopefully, knock on wood, it's not going to spill. Oh, I'm going to put that cap back under it, where it was actually leveling out. Okay, my shovel I'm going to use to grab stuff out of the iPod case. So I've got these, and they're kind of similar, but they won't be once we ring pour them. And hopefully I'm not going to make a mess. But that's pretty much par for the course. So let's, I got schmutz on my canvas, but it doesn't really matter. I've been tipping instead of spatulaing, but I will spatula. I want some paint that's wet on the canvas to help flow other paint, and it's been out here just long enough. It's very hot. It's over 90, I'm sure of it. It does not matter that I'm going to put some white next to it and then spatula that in place. This is sort of channeling that other zebra ring pour, but it's going to be a lot of colors instead of just what it turned out to be, which was not looking terribly colorful, but it was very cool, so I recommend going and checking that out if you get a chance. It's the only one with blooper splooge in the title. If that's even correct. You can't trust me. My memory isn't what I wish it were. That's okay, I haven't been sniffing my rosemary plant enough lately. So, by the way, rosemary plants are supposed to help you with your memory, just in case. I keep one on the back deck, but I don't remember to sniff it. Okay, so I have quite a bit of paint, some of which is on the edges already, where I want it, and I wish it was on all the edges, but since I'm going to be tilting this, let's just get that paint over there, because I'm going to use that spatula again right now, and keeping a damp rag and having paint clothes on really helps a lot. Alright, so some of this is going to go right here. And we're just going to, right next to me. I watched that movie earlier today, that video, and it just made me want to play with a ring pour-esque scenario, but I wanted brighter colors, and I wanted to see what would happen if I actually watched it again and paid attention this time, because I don't remember every video I ever made, believe me. And it doesn't really matter if those go all the way in, but I am going to use my Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatulas to try and get rid of most of the canvas that's showing. Oh, by the way, pretty soon you should expect an experiment, because I bought 5 gallons of semi-gloss paint from Walmart, and generally speaking, I usually mix it, I cut it with Artist Loft, which is a bulk brand from from Michaels, and everybody's been using this enamel, and I want to know if the paint that I've got, if I don't change it up with the Artist Loft, if it's going to be similar in the effects it has. I might even put some in even without. I want to use an unadulterated version of the white paint. I'm going to clean that spatula off so I don't have to find it later with little bits of dried on congealed paint, because they leave marks, and there are already some there, and I'm going to throw that in the bucket so I don't have to worry about it. Alright, here goes nothing. Let's start with the most colorful one first, and I'll spread that out. me just save a little bit of that and go ahead channeling the zebra blooper splooge. Only we're not going to drop any bottles into anything. I'm going to go right back there. We're going to try and herd the paint in the direction we want it to go by noticing where the mass is flowing. And I'll use an edge catcher when I finally need one, which I don't quite need yet, but I am going to use anyway. We'll let that paint pool on the edge catcher, and then rock it back and forth. Oh, look, a dragon. Ha ha! Cool. Alright, so let's go on to another color and see what happens. Okay, I'm going to just get rid of some of that green. By noticing that it was coming out in one solid stream. And I think the thing that made that blooper splooge zebra pour the most interesting was the fact that I just did what I felt like doing with the paint from my pour cups. Which way am I going to go? I think I'm going that way. And I'm going to keep turning this toward the edge that I want to not lose any paint over. Whoops. They do get a little slippery once in a while. So once I have it down there, I'm going to rock it so it covers it. And then I'm going to let it all flow back. And I've been watching, I'm trying to remember what her name is, Ms. Anderson, use this, create the cloud effect with the folk art. I think it's a folk art. I'm not positive actually. The enamel, and it added the white paint afterwards. Here's my shovel. I'm just going to rest that on the edge. Actually, I'm going to do that because I don't know what I'm going to get, and I'm liking what I've got so far. And I don't have to absolutely ribbon dribble, but when I do, I get it over the edge when I use the edge catcher. Just letting the paint drain out of that shovel. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab that edge catcher back. It gets a little slippery. I can also grab this paint here, right off of there, and use it the same as the rest, which I might or might not be happy with later. But I gotta show you that it still gives us some interesting stuff. Ooh, I've got white paint on there. Let's use it. And I was over here for an edge catcher. That's going in the bucket, so I don't have an accident. I got 3 minutes left. If I'm going to do this in any sort of fashion, I better do it quickly. My inclination is to just go ahead and tip everything the way I feel like it. I'm going to have to cover my edges after you guys are gone, I can tell. I was wanting to tip my drips around and the whole canvas to see, you know, where everything would go. And I am just rotating it. I can see some paint up here I want to cover with the edge with. And I'll probably continue that later. So I don't know if I like this yet or not, which kind of means I might have to come back for another 20 minutes. But it also means, put that edge catcher where I can find it, but I can do other things to it, like drag the basting brush down through and up. Because I can. The name of my book on the Amazon link, right under the video. I can dip my finger right into my shovel over there, just out of your sight, and I can dip my basting brush. Also, this is actually reminding me of another painting I just posted for sometime in the near future. So I want something else in here, and something else is going to be a shovel full of fun. And every time I do that, I need a new edge catcher, so have a few handy if you're going to do this. I got one that's covered with brown muck, so that's the perfect one to do it with. And I'll let all that pool down here at the angle I want to see it flow at. I'm going to rock the edge so it covers right there. Then I'm going to move it up so I can use that paint to cover the next edge, and I'll probably integrate that right here. Oh, there's the one tool that I wanted. Okay, so that's a little more integrated. This is a modified basting brush. It has some of the bristles removed. Like 3 rows and every other one on that one particularly. So this is kind of cool. I don't know how much further I want to go, but I do see that I've got these cool drips, and I always wanted to find out what would happen if I just gave myself permission. There, we got 2 minutes left for me to tell you whatever I need to tell you, which is I have lots of paint left. I don't know what I'm going to do with that exactly. I want a cleaner one of those. That's going in the bucket. And with the cleaner one, they're getting kind of stiff. I think there's a shelf life to ball chain. I think you can only, as long as you keep it clean, you got a good shot at keeping it, but I don't know that I'm good at keeping it clean, so I may have to invest again. But I did just use my Amazon link to put a spool of ball chain on there, and some shorter links too. So I say, why not? Because I can. Which is the name of my book on the Amazon link, directly, the blue link directly below Show More, below the video. And that's cool. I like the ribbon. I don't know if I have enough paint on that chain to do it again. I don't think so. Maybe I can pull down. Yes, I like that. It reminds me of like movement. It's energetic. You see that thing that might not belong? I got a lot of nice things up there I really don't want to ruin. But I've got some other cool stuff that I really like. I think I'm going to cover that corner with black and tell you guys I do sell my artwork, and I give lessons at the house in Spring Hill, Florida. So if you're interested in a lesson or an artwork, you can please contact me through YouTube, and I will give you an email address and we can have a chat. And what else? I have Teespring and Shop More on my Facebook pages, and I have Facebook groups that are called Expressionist Art Studio Gallery Appreciation, that's for students. Expressionist Art Studio Gallery Fans and Collectors, that's for fans and collectors. What else do I need to tell you guys? Please give me a thumbs up. The YouTube algorithm knows when you give me a thumbs up. It knows if you watch a majority of the video, and I really appreciate when you do that, because the more the algorithm places my videos, the more people see them, the more likely I am to keep coming back and providing you guys with more videos. And you seem to like them because there's over 70,000 of you now. We're well on our way to 71,000. I was going to put more paint in there. I'm not going to put more paint in there. I think it's called Leave Well Enough Alone. Although, I gotta say, I want, before you're gone, oh, that is so not round, to put one more mark down there, but that's the wrong chain to do it with. So I think maybe just dipping into this orange. You guys are going to be gone in a minute. So this is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery. Saying thanks for joining me. Thanks for all the contributions. Look for the contest on the last 20 seconds of the end screens of this video, so you can join if you want to contribute through PayPal or Patreon. you'll be included in the contest. And also that goes for any